Okay, we are live and we are in frame. Happy Yoongi Day, everybody. It is still Yoongi Day in some parts of the world, so we're gonna celebrate a day later. And I think on Instagram, I said I was doing a journal with me, but I had an idea this morning. I woke up and I had this idea that I want to like collage a cake for Yoongi, and when we think of Yoongi, we think of like tangerines cure. So this morning, like as soon as I woke up, I had this idea. So I looked up photos of tangerine cakes. I really hope this, excuse me, sorry if this makes sound, but I literally have my webcam duct taped to this like a higher tripod stand thingy. Usually I have it on a table stand, but I wanted like a little bit of a larger view, a bigger view, so I have it like literally taped to the stand because it doesn't screw on to the type of stand I have. But I was thinking of making a collage cake, so I like Googled, or rather on Naver, I looked up some photos of tangerine cakes, and there are some cute ones. Like I think his style is more, like minimal, and recently on the lives they've been doing the birthday lives when the big hit like prepares the cake from, they're doing very simple cakes, or they've been doing like the character cakes, right, where it's like SUGA cat cake. Hi ABC. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I could have done like a cat cake. But I've already started to prep for a tangerine cake, so I think I'm going to try to make a tangerine cake. And I was, right before I turned on the live, I was playing around with the idea of how to make it so it says happy birthday Yoongi. Maybe I could turn it into the candles, have the candles. Oh, the candles could be the happy birthday, right? And Janet Lyra, hello. Welcome to the live. So it could be like that. And then this would be the slice of cake. I think having a slice of cake is a little cuter. So maybe you do it like that. And then have like a cross section of the cake showing the little tangerine slices. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to collage a cake. And I did pick up some Yoongi photos from the Butter album. So originally I thought I was going to be doing this like a journal, but I think we're going to try to make a cake. It's not exactly as advertised. It won't be a journal, but I think it'll still be crafty and fun. And yeah, I woke up this morning. I was like, oh, I want to do something different. So that's what we're going to do. I have some collage papers that I've painted before that are sort of tangerine colored. I think I have enough of the tangerine color. So these will work for tangerine. And then the thing is, the other layers, like the cakey part of the cake, like the actual bready cake part, it should be sort of brownish, right? So it could be like dark chocolatey color or chocolate, but these are the only colors that are sort of close to a chocolate. And they're clearly more like wood textured, because usually I do more like floral stuff. So maybe I can add color on top of this to make it more make it look more like a chocolatey cake layer. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So the three parts of the cake would be So the tangerines and then like a cream layer. So because like the tangerines are embedded in cream, and then like the cake, the chocolate cake layer, oops, and like a cream on top. So I think I could do white for cream, but I also had this cool paper. It's sort of textured and it's sort of like an off-white canvasy color. And so I thought maybe I could make the cream like a Earl Grey frosting. I put a lot of thought into this, like an Earl Grey cream. Ali, the small Shooky plushies, yes, aren't they cute? This was my first ever BT21 keyring. I think it's called like the flat fur baby BT21s. They came out a couple of years ago, and I think when I like started buying BT21 stuff, the other characters were sold out, but they did have Shooky, and I thought he was the cutest, so I bought this one first. And then later I got the like Sleeping Babies collection, which at the time I thought this was the cutest collection ever. Like I was convinced this was the cutest. So I bought the whole OT7 set for these guys. And then they just kept coming out with cuter and cuter things. But like the mini knees, I love the mini knees. And then they had like a camping set a couple of years ago as well. Shiki comes out. He has like a bowler hat on. It's pretty cute. And he lives in a little stump. So I broke out all my, oh, sorry, Shooky. It's hard to get you back in. Broke out all of my Shookies for this live. And then also got a Shooky coaster. It's like a Shooky in a scuba suit with flowers on it coaster. Oh, and this coaster I got at the Seoul Living Design Fair. It's not Shooky coated, but it is Yoongi coated because it's a cat loaf. So little kitty Shooky there. All right, so I think I'm going to cut out a cake shape and hopefully have some kind of card looking thing come out at the end of this. Oh yeah, I was thinking, depending on how big, I think it'd look cute if it's big. So it won't be a card. It'll probably just be on a piece of paper. It could be like a jumbo card. But we will make the cake shape. And then I guess I could do like a background, like a table and a plate as well. But for now, we'll make the cake shape. I'm going to draw it out on this paper. Oh, and like cakes can be quite tall. I see like those rainbow cakes that have like 4 or 5 layers, colors of the rainbow in it. They can be quite tall. So draw out the base on this and hopefully fill it. This will be cream layer on top with little cream dollops, and then a cake layer. And then this will be a tangerine layer with the cream. And then another cake layer. And then another tangerine layer. And then base will be cake. Realizing that I didn't have to draw it in the middle of the page, I could have definitely cut it in half. I hope this turns out cute. If not, thank you for hanging out with me regardless. Everyone, are you drinking water? Do you have some hydration? happening. I have a rose hip tea there. And then, let's see, gotta cut out the little tangerines. We'll use this. And then I was gonna just maybe leave the cream this color, this brown color, but actually it might be cuter. I think white, like white and tangerine looks better. So I need a white. We have some scrap paper. Here, so we'll add dollops of white with just printer paper. It'd be nice if I had like white painted paper, but alas, I do not. So we'll cut some tangerines out. I want to use sort of like a more saturated section of the paper, so we'll just start here. And then you can always add color pencil on top to make it the color you want. Where is everybody watching from? Always so curious to know where everyone's tuning in from. I am obviously in Korea right now. It was Yoongi's birthday yesterday here in Korea. And I had yesterday was like a stay-at-home catching up on errands day, so I didn't do anything outwardly to celebrate. But I did see Angu님 posted about a new SUGA like forest in Dobongsan. She posted on her Instagram and it looked really cool. They have like a bench set up and it's at the base of the mountain, so you don't have to like hike up the mountain to get to it, but they have a bench set up in a really like scenic part of the base of the mountain. So I definitely want to check that out. It said that until today you have to make a reservation to go, but starting tomorrow you can just go freely. So I might check it out if I can this week, if not sometime soon. Probably better to go when the weather warms up a little more, but Jan is from Bangkok and Layla says still few hours left of Yoongi Day where you are. Perfect. Did you guys do anything to celebrate SUGA's birthday? Like I said, yesterday was a stay-at-home day for me. I'm proud of myself yesterday. In addition to doing like normal household chores like laundry and cleaning, I sort of meal prepped. I made 2 meals. And I have leftovers in the fridge for the next couple of meals. So I made curry because I have a bag of carrots that I had frozen a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, what am I going to do with frozen carrots? So I steamed or boiled some sweet potatoes yesterday, and I made like a carrot sweet potato curry just with like the little curry cubes. And then I also made eggplant rice because eggplants were on sale, and I wanted to make something with eggplants. So I made like fried up some pork, like ground pork, and then the sauce was miso paste, like Japanese miso paste, because the instructions said don't use regular like Korean style doenjang, like soybean paste. Use miso doenjang, which is Japanese style soybean paste. And I didn't have like half of the like sauces that are supposed to go into the sauce, so I just did like miso paste, water, a little bit of soy sauce, and I didn't even have sugar, so I put in like a little bit of maple syrup and poured that over the fried pork, and then added the eggplants, and then put that over rice. And then I think traditionally you're supposed to have like an egg yolk in the middle, like a raw egg yolk, but I'm a little iffy about eating raw eggs, so I just had that over rice, and it was delicious. Oh, and green onions and a little bit of sesame seeds on top. Very good. Before I cut the brown, I want to make it look more chocolatey, if I can. So we're gonna try to do that. Get this out of the way for a second. I don't want to get other colors on it. So like to make it look like a cake crumble, I think you want to like sort of make it like do like little circles to make it look cakey or more cakey. So maybe the marker. So I have you higher up because I wanted you to see like a larger picture, but I guess that means you can't really see as well what I'm doing here. But I'm just doing little circles, trying out the marker, trying out the color pencil. I might do the marker just because it's more vivid, like it's clearer to see. And then have to do 3 layers. Yes, I have 3 layers of cake to get through. If I had planned a little bit more beforehand, I would have had this all prepared. But we are real-time, not journaling, real-time creating right now. I like using these lives to just show my actual unfiltered thought process and creating process because you're getting it in real time. I mean, I had a sketch and I had looked up photos of some tangerine cakes before, but we are making it up as we go along right now. It is slowly warming up in Korea right now. It was still a little bit cold last night. It was like -1 degrees Celsius this morning when I woke up around 7:30, but I think it's supposed to be out of the negatives all this week. So spring is coming soon. Technically the vernal equinox? The first day of spring technically is, when is that? The first day of spring technically is, I feel like it's like March 20 something. But yeah, spring is coming soon. We'll let that dry because the marker, I don't want to smudge it. And then, you guys, I'm feeling a little bit, hold on. I'm feeling a little ambitious. I don't want to just use plain white paper for the cream. I feel like it would look better if it had texture. So, no. If I had prepped a little more, I would have like water. Oh, I do have a water brush. Sorry, 1 second. Literally, you guys are crafting with me in real time. Oh, my water brush is empty. Oh, this one has water in it. Sorry, I'm just getting some paints. You know, it's probably not going to make a difference, but oh, okay, we won't paint. We'll just do maybe Posca paint. I want some kind of texture from, like a little bit of texture. AKO613, hello from Las Vegas. Hi. Hello from Las Vegas. Oh, sorry, that's not showing up at all on camera. Maybe we'll do some grays. I just want a little bit of, yeah, I want a little bit, make it a little more interesting than just white. So we're just gonna add some gray. I'm so sorry that you can't really see this, but there is a little bit of gray happening. Maybe I'll bring you down a little closer when it's time to assemble the cake. And then I'll post better photos on Instagram. Oh, and also on the community channel to see that there, it was worth, hopefully it was worth it to like color pencil in, add some color with the color pencil to this piece of A4. Hello from Las Vegas. Las Vegas has sort of been like floating around in my periphery lately. First of all, there was always memories of PTD in Las Vegas. Did you go, by the way? Did you go to PTD in Las Vegas? I will always cherish the PTD in Las Vegas memories. And then recently the Super Bowl in Las Vegas, which I watched. It's so funny that I watched that with interest. I mean, I watched the Super Bowl last year too, and I went over to my friend's house and he told me, he's like, oh, there's two brothers playing against each other. And I was like, oh, cool. And I had no idea who they were, did not remember them. But then this year I was invested, and it was a very exciting game at the end. Like in the middle, it was, you know, so-so, but a very exciting game. I saw a meme on, I think Instagram, but it was like a screenshot from Twitter that said like, Taylor Swift took a chance on Travis Kelce, and here I am sobbing at Jason Kelce's retirement speech, which was me. I watched his press conference, Jason Kelce's press conference. It was quite sad. He was very sad. He cried a lot. So there was, yeah, PTT Las Vegas, and then the Super Bowl. And then next up, a book I'm about to read that I've been looking forward to for a while is called The Partner Plot by Kristina Forrest. And it's the second book in a series. I love the first book, The Neighbor Favor by Kristina Forrest. And it's, I think it's going to be a trilogy. So the first book followed the younger sister in New York City, and the second book takes place in Las Vegas. So we'll do cream layer and then the chocolate cake layer. So yeah, Las Vegas has been sort of present all around me lately. I feel like adding a little bit more. That doesn't add anything. I'm gonna probably add more color pencil later, but not on the live because you really can't see that the color is going down on there. But I can add it after I glue on the tangerines. It would look nicer. Maybe should I go? Okay, since it's cake, I don't usually do the ripping, but we're going to try to rip to make it a little more organic looking. I posted another thing I planned to talk about it before people join the live so that I have something to talk about in the replay. section, but I posted a reading wrap-up video yesterday, and I'm still trying to figure out what will work best for those, because I do want to talk about the videos or the books that I'm reading, but I also, since I don't appear on camera, I'm like trying to figure out what is an interesting way to do it. And so I was gonna I've been trying to do like journal with me spreads, but I have a bit of camera fright. Like I'm too conscious of the camera when I'm journaling or trying to do something creative, and I usually end up like just turning off the camera after I filmed a little bit. But wait, I need a little bit more actually. But so yeah, so I cobbled together footage of me creating my reading spreads, and then I did a cut edit first, where I sort of just go through and like ruthlessly cut it down to like probably a quarter of the footage I have, and to make it like visually interesting. So all of this, what I'm doing now, would be cut from an actual video. It'd be like I'd start ripping, and then movie magic, edit it all out, and then it'd be all ripped. So after I did the cut edit, and then I recorded a voiceover, but because I had too ruthlessly cut everything out, I had like 30 seconds to talk about a book. And so I didn't realize it. That's why I need to take time with editing, because I didn't realize it at the time as much, but watching the playback after it had gone live, I realized I didn't even talk about the plot of a lot of the books. I was just like, I read it, I liked it, moving on, because I only had like seconds to talk about the book. So I thought I would talk a little bit more about the books during this live, but also brain is like slowly having trouble creating and talking at the same time, so that might be too much. Maybe I can do it when I don't have to make decisions. Right now I am still very much in the decision-making process. Okay, like that, and then hopefully the chocolate will look good. I think the marker's mostly dry. Can we just do a smooth, ooh, yay. Okay. And then we have to think about the candles. So far I think the colors look okay together. But then I don't want to mess up the colors too much by adding weird candle colors. I know Yoongi has his like special thing for blue, but for the actually like a navy blue might look nice, but I tend to like really bright, outrageous, kitschy color combinations. Ooh, we need a little more. We need one more layer. Okay. So I was thinking pink and yellow for the candles. that is why we don't color with the vinyl paper underneath. It's okay. I'm thinking I might also make a plate, possibly. We'll see. Right. A little bit darker. Speaking of, oh wait, we need to let that dry. We'll take a breather for a second. Let me hydrate and sit down. I have my standing table up right now, so I've been standing. I like to stand for collage since like most of the time it's sort of just like placing and moving pieces of paper around. But let me take a breather. Everyone, drink your water. Remember to hydrate. I've got my tea, but I already had I think 2 glasses of water in the morning. Oh, I don't think you guys saw this, but this pencil cup also has Yoongi on it. I want to do something like maybe make a zine or somehow compile all of the foods that I have bought just because it had the members' faces on them. I don't drink coffee. Like I don't do well with caffeine, but I went around buying these cold brews because these faces. And this is the butter version. I also have a full set of the bee photo shoot version. AK says, went to 2 PTD shows at the Allegiant Stadium. Amazing. Oh, so fun. Amazing. I also went to 2. I went to days 3 and 4. And I can't remember. I'm getting PTD confused, or LA confused with Las Vegas. Las Vegas didn't have guests, did it? I remember I saw, yeah, I think it was 2 and 4 at LA had Megan Thee Stallion and Coldplay, right? But yeah, Las Vegas was an amazing show, and it's so like watching the Super Bowl. I was like, oh, Allegiant Stadium. It's like memorable or special for me and special to us in a different way. The marker isn't completely dry, but I'm feeling impatient. So we're going to cut the chocolate. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, speaking of like baked goods, I'm listening to an audiobook right now. It's called Gingerbread. My friend said she was listening to it, and it was available at the library, so I just picked up a copy, and it's very strange. It's very weird. But I always like to have one audiobook going because it helps pass the time when I'm doing things I don't want to be doing, like the dishes. But yeah, I guess we will glue the tangerinis onto the cream, and then yeah, start to assemble the cake, and then add some candles and maybe some decorations, and that'll be that. Oh, it's already 10:35. Let's pick it up. Let me get my glue. I'd like to have most of the cake assembled by the time I end the live. Oh, actually, wait. I want to make these tangerines a little more tangerine-y. So we'll add, let's see, tangerines. Probably like the sections of the tangerine are, okay, white. It'd be best to do them with white. So I have my Posca. And again, I'm sorry that this isn't going to show up as well on the live. I'll try to keep chatting to keep interesting, but I'll share photos, hopefully showing that this did make a difference, adding the white to make the sections of the orange. And I'll bring this one up closer so you can see. The interesting thing about Posca is like when it first goes down, you can't really tell how white it'll be, but it does turn a little more opaque later on. I'm realizing I didn't have very many tangerines this year. Like, I think I had one at my cousin's place when I visited last month. But yeah, this winter I did not. I guess if I don't buy them for myself, I don't really have opportunity to eat them. And fruit in general is more expensive in Korea than it is in the USA or probably in other countries where the climate is more amenable to growing fruit. So it always gives me pause at the grocery before I buy fruit. Bananas, usually I can do, but I did treat myself yesterday. I got a pack of strawberries. It was like, what do you call it? Not a punnet, right? Punnets are for berries, but it was like a plastic thing about yay big of strawberries for 10,001, which is what, like $8 US dollars, which is pretty expensive compared to what I remember strawberries being in the US. But I really wanted them and they were delicious. I had a couple sliced on my yogurt this morning. It was yummy. I think I will save the details on those oranges for after I've assembled them after the live. I can add details after I've put it together. Oops, that's not right. So yeah, listening to Gingerbread right now. And then also, what am I reading? Oh, I started a love song for Ricki Wilde by Tia Williams. That's another book. It's not a sequel, it's a standalone. But I loved I always get the title mixed up, but I think it was 6 Nights in June was her book that I read last year, which was one of my favorites of the year. It was so good. It was there's a lot of content warnings, like really sort of self-destructive behavior, but it was one of those books where I was like thinking about those characters after I finished the book and like hoping they're like doing well, hoping they're happy. So yeah, I really enjoyed 6 Days in June. And so when I saw that she had a new book out, I was eager to read it. So I just started that yesterday. I think this book, Love Song for Ricki Wilde, I like it so far. I just started it, like the first couple of chapters. And I think there's like some sort of paranormal, not paranormal, like, but what do you call it? It's not quite sci-fi, but there's like a time traveling element because Ricki Wilde is living in the modern world. She moves to Harlem and to open up her dream, her flower shop. But then she meets a guy. Like I've just gotten to the part where she's like seen a guy and had this like electric connection with him. They didn't even speak. They just saw each other across the way and like electricity buzzed. But then the next chapter is like Harlem 1923. So I think I'm assuming it's the same guy. I'm assuming it's like parallel timelines and maybe there's some sort of time traveling involved. But yeah, the next chapter that I haven't started yet, the setting is Harlem 1923. And then Ricki is in present day Harlem 2023. It's so funny. Like, Tia Williams' writing is pretty funny too. Ricki Wilde is named after her. Ricki's full name is Richard, because her dad, she's the fourth and like youngest daughter of her family, and her dad really wanted a son, like to continue the legacy after three older sisters, three older daughters. So he did not give up on his like plan to name this kid Richard. So her name is Richard Wilde Jr. There's a funny dialogue, like a exchange when she's talking with her dad, and he's being stern with her. He's like, Richard Wilde, and she's like, yes, Richard Wilde. Like, yes, Richard. And she answers him back, and it was Richard Wilde Sr. talking to Richard Wilde Jr. And Richard Wilde Jr. is not a son. Okay, chocolate. I think I need to do some fiddling with the top part because we need to make the cream dollops. Oh wait, I am realizing I'd have to do this all white because it'd be like cream on top, right? So there's no point in using this really pretty paper. We'll see. I'll start building, and then maybe it could be cream on the inside and then like Earl Grey tea dollops on top. Maybe? If that makes sense at all. No, I don't think it looks good having a separate top color. Okay, we need to create another piece of cream layer then. Like I said, this is creating in real time, making decisions and figuring out what I'm going to do in real time. Oh yeah, so yeah, love song for Ricki Wilde. So I liked it so far. I've just read the first chapter or two, and I'm loving the imagery I'm getting it. Whenever I read books, I tend to highlight passages, for fiction books at least, that sort of inspire something. Like the very early on in the book, the author described Ricki as her sisters were all like elegant roses. They're all put together. They all fall in line with this like family's dynasty. And then Ricki is a daisy. She looks like a flower, but she's actually a weed. And I love that description. And obviously she has a passion for flowers. She took night classes, and she runs a flower Instagram, and like is pursuing her dream of opening a flower shop. So there's obviously a lot of mentions of beautiful bouquets and stuff, and I love highlighting those. So like, I'd love to incorporate that into the reading journal spread. I didn't do a good job of explaining that quote. I think I can look it up on my phone real quick since I have it on my Kindle app. Bear in mind, I'm only just starting this book, but I'm assuming I'm gonna like it. I'm hoping I'm gonna like it because I did really like her other book. Let me get that. Okay, so that quote is, "But where her sisters were long-stemmed roses, Ricki, younger than Ray by 15 years, was a dandelion, a bloom that looked like a flower but was really a weed, born to erupt into fluff, floating wherever the wind blew." So yeah, she's much more of a free child, doing her own thing. She's not following her sisters, who are all like dutifully like taking part in the family business. Oh, so this is the part where it said, This is the dad talking to Ricki, and he says, his baby, who, despite being a girl, was named Richard Wilde Jr. anyway, because her mother had been fresh out of good female R names. Wearily, he frowned in her direction. Richard, he started. Yes, Richard? That made me laugh. All right. Make the cream on the top. Going the extra mile by trying to do a okay, time to stand up. Yeah. Time to stand up. Even though I won't, this is all going to be covered up, it's nice to have the base to like glue things onto, so I will start gluing first and then do that top layer. I think that'll be easiest. I have been trying to be better about not reading too many books at once, but like I said, I usually have one audiobook going on and then a print book, not actually literally physical print, but a book to read on my Kindle usually. Although lately I've been reading more physical because I discovered some English books at my local library. Or not the closest local library, but a local library in Seoul. I actually bussed over yesterday, no, not yesterday, 2 days ago, to return Throne of Glass and pick up some new books, including Crescent City Book 2. I finished Crescent City Book 1 by Sarah J. Maas. When did I finish it? The other day. It was crazy. It was wild. And so I'm ready to read book 2, but also not. I think I need a little bit of a breather because that book was wild. It was not that it was slow, but it was definitely not that fast paced until the last, like, I don't know, fifth of the book, the last section of the book. It suddenly like ramped up like crazy and so many crazy things happened. The perspective is not quite right. I needed to angle these better. But yeah, so Crescent City, and then I need to, my hands are dirty. My fingers are, there's marker from the cake. And then we will add this cream layer. Like so. So what was I saying? Oh, we're talking about books. Yeah. So I may have started a little bit of Crescent City Book 2. Was it House of Sky and Breath? But I think I'm going to take I have a couple weeks on that since it's on loan from the library, and I do want to read the Song for Ricki Wilde, because that is a quick skip the line book. So I have only a few days to read that. And then the top part. I think we'll make it easier on ourselves by showing where I need to cut. Hi Kate, happy belated Yoongi Day. Happy belated Yoongi Day to you too. I don't want to spoil anything, but when I posted that I was reading Crescent City, Kate, I guess you've read it already. I had to laugh when I re-saw what I'd written. Kate said something like, oh my God, to the fact that I was reading Crescent City. And then I mentioned like, oh, I'm really loving this character. I'm about halfway through and this is my favorite character. And then crazy things happen in that book, and including to that character. And I had no idea when I first started or at the time of messaging Kate that things would go down like that. Yeah, Kate. Oh my gosh, I had no idea. I mean, now I should know. I should know that Sarah J. Maas will. She is ruthless. Also, doing these lives makes me realize how like long it takes me to do like collages or journal spreads. Okay, that's kind of looking. What do we think? That's kind of looking okay. And let's just do, I'll do the cream dollops later. I think I need to do something to like, I'll show you a close up. Do something to like delineate the top part. So we'll make cream dollops later. And oh, I guess I can add, you can see the difference that the Posca did make the tangerines look a little more tangerine-y. So we will add tangerine sections. To the orange part. And then I might go over that with either a gel pen or whiteout pen. Whiteout pen actually works the best in terms of getting like the opaque whiteness. Again, I should wipe my fingers. I don't have a wet wipe near me, but let's do, I think I have time just to like make like happy birthday letters. And then we could stick, or we could stick like a Yoongi on there. That one's cute. Ooh, that one maybe? Because it does already have a bit of orange background. It'll be a cake topper. Those are a thing when you go to birthday events. People hand out like cake toppers, they're called. They're just literally it's this on a stick, on a toothpick, on like a shish kebab stick. So I have Yoongi there, and then happy birthday. Maybe I was gonna have it separately, but I think that'll be too many sticks coming out of this cake. So Yoongi, and then one stick with HBD on another all together. We just have to choose the color. Ooh, the blue, the teal, the yellow. I was gonna go for my painted paper, but kind of like the teal. Ooh, we can also use the SUGA too. I think I'm gonna go with the teal. And we can also use this SUGA to cover up the fact that it is only half a body. And then try to fit HBD. HBD. I guess I'll draw it out. And then we'll have, I'm thinking it does look a little naked without a platter. So it'd be nice to use, if I could scrounge up enough of this teal color, I think I'll make a plate with this teal. And then I think that'll look good for completing the piece. B. This is new for me. I like cutting out letters. I do it all the time, but I don't usually have them scrunched together. So this is a challenge. And then, okay, so D ends here. And then the B is curved at top. And then the H is like so. Then I think I need to X-Acto knife the circles inside. So we'll do that. I'm realizing though, I might have to just go in with black and outline it in black. We'll see how it looks with the circles cut out, but usually I like to make more blocky, like angular letters, but I'm trying to make these a little more bubbly because I feel like candles are more bubbly. I'm getting hungry. It's not quite lunchtime though. If it's daytime, what are you guys gonna do today? Or if it's nighttime, what did you guys do today? Or what are your near future plans? Because I'm happy to be a paper collage exhibit. I think it's called the Paper Garden that I randomly saw on Instagram and that I wanted to check out. Can you see that? I don't think I need to outline it in black. I might later, but I think it's pretty clear that it's HBD. I have to check myself when I'm saying HBD because there is a neighborhood in Seoul called Haebangchon near Itaewon, and people call it HBC. So like I keep wanting to say HBC. All right. And then we just need cake topper sticks. Maybe I'll make that sugar a little bit more like this. It looks a little big. Oops. Didn't do a good job of cutting there. So yeah, if I do, depending on how long it takes me to finish this, but if I do finish this in a reasonable amount of time, I think I'll go to that area to check out that exhibit. And then imagine that there is a platter of teal. I guess I'll have to like rip up the sections of teal, like so. Sorry, Yoongi. And then make a cake platter under there. And then let's just see how the stick looks. Black for the stick? No. Well, we can try it. We can try the black. And then black, or maybe just like a bamboo color. Maybe it'll probably have to be thinner than that. Okay, I think I will do something like maybe add shading to make it look more like there's an angle there, like that's the edge of the cake. I'll bring you closer to see, but there is my collage for Yoongi's birthday. I will finish this up off camera, I think. But I'll definitely post the final result on Instagram and also in the community tab in YouTube. But thanks so much for hanging out with me. I know this wasn't a journal with me per se, and I think people like the journaling, but I had a lot of fun doing this, and I'm pretty proud of myself for basically completing the collage on live stream. You got to see the whole process. And yeah, have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you for joining me, and have a good night if it's night where you are. And I will see you guys next time. I think my next video will be a Daiso sticker haul. And then actually, yeah, let me know through comments or whatever if there's something you'd like to see. I'll probably do a poll on YouTube soon as well, because I'd like to know what people like to see from this channel since I have such a variety of content. I would like to make videos that people want to watch. So let me know what you'd like to see from me. Have a wonderful Yoongi day or a day after Yoongi day, and I will see you next time. Bye guys. Bye bye.